Okay, so there's got to be something else going on too, like a bad connection to the starter, or maybe just a bad connection to the battery. So I'm going to clean that up and see what happens. So I don't get it at all. I charged this to 100% not 15 minutes ago. Tried to start the Jeep twice, wouldn't do anything. And I bring it back in here, hook it up to the charger again, and it was at 40%. So either I've got two bad batteries, or maybe I've got a bad Jeep. Okay, so I'm super confused about this. This is getting really annoying. So a minute ago, I didn't catch it on film, but it said error. It started flashing that there was an error, so I connected it back up again. And this time it charged to 100%. So, what is it? Is it bad? Is it good? I have no idea. Let's try it again. See what it gives me this time. Large, percentage, standard. See, a second ago it was at 100%. Now it's at 90%. Not 3 seconds later. So, anybody got any ideas about that? Alright, so it climbed back up to 100%. Let's go ahead and take it off. And I will put it in. Let's see what happens. See if it'll start this time. Well, it started, but we still haven't fixed the squeaky belt issue. And the belt is still popping off right there. What the heck? It is one unhappy Jeep. Why? I have no idea. It's very, very angry. That's all I got time for today. I don't know what the deal is still. The only thing I can think is maybe the water pump is going bad and it's really fighting that serpentine belt. Don't know. So I took the belt off and it's got a little deformity in it right there on part of the edge, but I really don't think that's what's causing the problem. I looked in here at the water pump pulley and it spins pretty good, so I don't think that's the problem. This one's spinning good, this one's spinning good, that one's good. Whenever I use the stethoscope method I can't hear, but it's so hard to hear anything because everything seems to be making noise, but that's how it goes. You just gotta try to pin it down. A lot of times people will ask me questions on over the email or Instagram or Facebook, and it's really hard to pinpoint things down sometimes, even when you're staring right at them. Sometimes you just gotta replace one thing, see if that helps, then replace another, see if that fixes it. I'm still not 100% that that's the problem. It still doesn't account for what is going on with the motor, why the motor kind of starts to die and kind of idles erratically. So, and it doesn't really explain why the belt keeps popping off. So it looks like I'm going to have to get a new belt. You can kind of see it's been deformed where it popped up off of the pulley and rode on the outside of the AC compressor for a while, but it's just in that one spot. It's not anywhere else. just on that one spot. Although this might explain something. Check this out. When I straighten up this belt, you can clearly see that it's out of plane right there. I've never seen anything like that. It's like it has a bend in it to the left, and then it bends back. You see that? That's weird. So let me give you some advice. Sometimes it's better to have a second set of eyes or to get a second opinion. Case in point, I've been having a hard time trying to figure out what's wrong with the cheap Jeep, why it's squealing and squeaking and the belt is coming off. So my buddy was over and we were working on this grill, and he was talking about how he could solve any problem in a couple of minutes. And so I said, all right, I got a problem for you. Come take a look at the cheap Jeep. And sure enough, he actually found the problem within a couple minutes. So I was telling him that the pulley kept on coming off, and he looked down at the pulley before the AC compressor where it was sliding off, and he said, I think that looks crooked, like it's bent. I looked at it, and I couldn't see it. He said, well, take it off anyway and let's check it. So I took it off, this little guy right here, just the idler pulley, and it's not crooked, but as soon as I took it off, check that out, the bolt is crooked. Not only that, but the place where the pulley sits, it's aluminum, and it's chewed away so that it's kind of off kilter. So there is one problem solved. Now I gotta fix it, so let's go take a look. It's kind of hard to see, but right there, that's where the pulley sits, and you can see it's all chewed up. It's not flat. So I think what I'll do is I'll get a flap disc, see if I can reach in there, flatten that out. Of course, when I do that, it'll be shallower than it needs to be, but I can put a spacer, like a washer, on there to bring that belt back in line where it needs to be. And once again, the battery that I put in here, the marine battery, went completely dead. So either I've got two dead batteries, completely dead batteries that are just killing themselves, or I've got a major short in here, because whenever I hook up these batteries in the Jeep, it seems like they just die, but I can't find where that's going. I can't figure out why. I did the parasitic draw test and came up with nothing. Okay, so I just kind of have to eyeball it, but I ground that down quite a bit, and I've got it pretty flush, pretty straight. Now I'm going to try to put that pulley back on. So I found a bolt in my bolt pile. I cut it down to the right length, and I also found a washer and drilled a hole in it to use as a spacer. Now that I look at it though, the belt's been riding on the inside of the pulley, and it's much wider, so I think this will be fine without the spacer. So let's give it a shot and see what happens. So if you sight down this one to that one, it's still in line there, so I think that it's going to work. Well, so far so good. The belt is not squealing anymore. That is awesome. That was super, super annoying there for the longest time. There's a little rattle in the exhaust somewhere, but yay!